Here's an Instagram post I read this morning. I'm going to put it here so you can see it along with the image that went with it. We're going to talk about that today. If only there was a vaccine to end cruelty and lack of compassion. Whoa. That took me back to a time when I had no boundaries, to a time when I was in a relationship with somebody who was abusive, and I felt a lot of compassion. But today, we're going to talk about the solution to that. Hey, Kathy Owen here, and welcome to my YouTube channel where I talk about transforming your life in magic fashion. My name is Kathy Owen, certified fitness trainer and life coach since 2002, and a survivor of complex post-traumatic stress disorder and narcissistic abuse. And today I teach people how to stop mind screwing themselves. Today we're going to talk about one of my core values, which is boundaries. But before we even get to that, you've got to understand why boundaries are so important. Boundaries protect your kingdom. We all should have boundaries. And actually, we do have boundaries, but we let people overstep them. But when you're strong in your values, you will not let people into your kingdom, which is your mind, by the way. So I understand that post. I get it. But think about it for a moment. First of all, the person said, if only there was a vaccine. That language right there is not powerful. Why would you wish for that, first of all? You got to ask yourself that. And why are you talking like that to yourself? My next video is all going to be about all of those words that we use that are taking our power away. If there was a vaccine for cruelty and compassion, there would be no contrast. And contrast is what makes us human. It's what makes everything vibrant. Yes, there is cruelty in this world. Yes, there is lack of compassion in this world. But your mind is more powerful than that. Why are you letting that in? Why are you letting that have any power? Because of your boundaries. That may ouch a little bit, but let me tell you something. There's 4 pitfalls that come without having boundaries. At least today, that's what we're talking about. Your first pitfall that comes without having boundaries is people walk all over you. You don't know what you stand for, so people are going to walk all over you. They're not going to have compassion. They're not going to care because it's like, hey, why? And really and truly, true compassion comes from you, not the other person. So how are you being compassionate to yourself? How are you being cruel to yourself? Those are kind of important questions to ask, especially when you see a post like this and you wonder, how am I mind screwing myself out of happiness and peace? You don't know where you begin and the other person ends. Boundaries create this kingdom around you that protects you. It protects you from other people's victimization. It protects you from other people's anger. And I can tell you, being in a relationship with a narcissist, you have no boundaries. You only boundary you have is them, and they come at you all the time, and they know you don't have boundaries. Trust me, they know. Number 3 issue that you run into when you lack boundaries is you have no values. Ask yourself right now, what do you value? What are your core values? Judge things. You look at it differently. This is contrast in our world. Do I like it? Absolutely not. I don't like it. But my values pull me away from that. And they put me in another position to change my mindset to a positive mindset. Remember, that's one of my values. I'm not about staying up in this high mindset all the time. I have balance. I have times when I get down low and I feel these feelings. Your core values are what establishes your boundaries, what protects your kingdom. Be thinking about this week. What are your core values? What do you value? And stand by that with all of your might. Number 4, what happens when you don't have boundaries is people pick up on your powerlessness really easily. And the one that picks it up the worst is the narcissist. So when you're powerless, you walk around in victim mentality. People pick up on it, especially the narcissist. Why? Because the narcissist values people who don't have power over themselves, over their minds. Let's look at it like this, because everybody constitutes narcissistic behaviors from time to time. So look at the media. What do? They don't want you to have power over your mind. I mean, not all the time, but when they're like throwing these conspiracy theories at you, telling you need to do this, you need to do that, or the government even, what they're doing, they're playing on the power of your mind. And when you're powerlessness and you have no boundaries, you fall victim to what they're looking at. I value accurate thinking because it keeps me from falling prey to these even social media stuff. And you've heard me talk about this before. You reading your social media Facebook feed and you come across a conspiracy theory. Somebody's griping about something else today. My accurate thinking tells me, is there fear? Asks, is there fear in this? Is there faith in this? Notice the balance there. Notice the contrast there. Where do you want to be? Where does your thinking go? Where is your power? Here are solutions that you have when you have boundaries. And number 1, you exude confidence and people pick up on it. You exude confidence. Do you walk with your shoulders back? Do you walk with a skip in your step? Do people pick up on that? Abso-freaking-lutely. When you're sure of your boundaries, your kingdom is protected. You are confident of that. And you know, guess what? This is the bottom line of Stop the Mind Screw. It's not if you're going to hit a problem, it is when. And a queen knows this. They know that a problem is going to come, but they have a strategy that's going to answer that. And they have a boundary that protects them from that problem affecting them. Lack of compassion. You know, if I thought like that back in the day when I was married to Kenny, I would have gone, oh my God, if there was just a vaccine for somebody to be more compassionate and more, less cruel, I would have given it to him. But oh my God, look where I'd be now. I'd still be with him. We do not value the same things in life. We are much better apart than we were together. And that goes with any relationship. I just value how I'm treated and how I'm respected. Very much. I value my boundaries. I value accurate thinking. I value a positive mindset. And if somebody doesn't have that same value, that breaks. It breaks. And it not only breaks, but it ruins relationships. I wouldn't even say ruin, because guess what? Me and Kenny did not have the same values. Our relationship was not meant to be. Look where I'd be. I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing today and helping other people transform their lives. I would still be stuck in victim mentality. What? I wouldn't want that. Thank God they didn't have a vaccine to make him change. It's not what life's about. We are human, and it's not if, but when you're going to have a problem and your strategy for solving that problem. So Stop the Mind Screw stops that problem right there. Boom. That's your vaccine, honey. That's your vaccine. And I would say that, but that person wouldn't get it. And therefore, that's my accurate thinking by going, hey, Kathy, that's not your place. It's not my place to correct somebody who doesn't have the positive mindset. They'll get it. Eventually, maybe they'll see this video. I don't know. But it's not up to me to tell them and go, oh my God, you got to watch this video because it's all about what you put on Instagram. I wouldn't even, that doesn't even cross my mind. What I do want to do is shift somebody's mindset that is watching this, that is paying attention to this, because it does improve your life. It does transform your life in magic fashion. Number 2, solution that happens when you have boundaries. You know where you stand, and so do others. There's no doubt. I know where I stand on my boundaries. I'm not being so firm that I will not give way. But if I see something happening that's going to align with my values, just a spark, that's all it takes is a spark, then I may look at things differently. And I may, let that boundary down a little bit, because you can't just be so constructing your boundaries. This is the way I'm going to be. That is tunnel vision. You can't have tunnel vision as well. You've got to be open-minded, because your values protect you. They don't protect the other person. They don't protect anybody else. They protect you. Number 3, and this one should be obvious by now, your values are clearly established. They're very clearly established. So one of my polarizing content that just takes me away from other people, which I want, is toxic positivity. I don't view positivity as toxic. I value a positive mindset. That is on my website. That is in my material. That is in my content. And if you see positivity as toxic, you are not following me, because you're stuck in a victim mentality. But that's your boundary. That's what you want to see. And that's perfectly fine. But you don't want to be in my world, because my world will seem toxic to you. But your world, if you view positivity as toxic, that is very toxic to me. See what I mean about values? And you're very clear on where they are and how it affects your whole life and your boundaries. Number 4, people pick up on your boundaries subconsciously, and they trust you. They trust you. They go, oh, I'll see, she ain't come back down on this one, and I'm going to trust her on that, because she treats herself like that. Imagine how she treats the people she loves, because she values what Kathy Owen values. I know I can trust her because she has strong boundaries. I know I can trust her content. I know I can trust her coaching. I know I can trust her in a relationship. But you look at a narcissist's values. Do you trust them? No. Do you trust a narcissist's behavior? No. Do you trust the government? No. Do you trust social media? No. You trust what's in here. You trust what goes this way to your higher being, to infinite intelligence, which has infinite solutions to every problem. Remember, it's not if, but when we're going to hit a problem, how are you going to encounter that? With strong boundaries, or are you going to encounter that with weak boundaries and just give in and expect a vaccine to take care of it? All right, that's my video for today. I hope you liked it. Be sure to give it a thumbs up if you did. Share it with somebody who could benefit from this. And until next time, I'll see you next time. Peace out and namaste. Because she values the values that stop the mind screw, Kathy